Welcome to this edition of the Education Awareness Report. I'm Valerie Fuller, Director of Communications for the Muskogee County School District. Coming up, we're going to talk about an important acknowledgement or recognition for Columbus High School, and we'll also talk about graduation, everything you as a parent and or student or guest need to know. But first, we're going to hear from our Superintendent of Education, Dr. David Lewis, and our Board Chairperson, Ms. Pat Hughley Green.
Get your tickets now for the Keep Columbus Beautiful Commission's 2017 Tour of Gardens. It's Saturday, May 20th from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. and Sunday, May 21st from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. Advance tickets are $30, $25 for groups of 10 or more, and $35 on tour days. So get your tickets now at any of these locations. Explore, be inspired, learn the 2017 Tour of Gardens. Discover the beauty that Columbus has blooming this spring.
Hi, welcome back for MCSD Timely Topics. First up, we are going to talk about beating the odds, schools, and the process for recognizing these schools. Dr. Lewis.
Well, thank you. Yes, we're really proud of our schools that are designated as beating the odds. The Georgia Department of Education identified schools throughout the state that were similar in nature in terms of characteristics, and those that were outperforming their counterparts with similar characteristics. And we had 32 of those schools here in Muskogee County that were outperforming their counterparts with similar characteristics. So we're really proud of those schools and the efforts they're making on behalf of our students.
Well, we'll say congratulations to each and every one of them, and that's very important because we're measuring progress, we're measuring growth, and I think that's very important. And so we want to congratulate each and every one of those schools.
Absolutely, and these are schools that are high performing and some that are still achieving and striving toward more progress, but the fact that they are beating their counterparts on performance, we're really proud of the work that those schools and the staffs and students are doing.
And I think it's important that our community understands that our schools are not competing one against the other, but this is comparing ourselves to other schools and students around the state and ultimately go globally. So that's exciting.
It is.
Exciting progress. Also, we want to talk about our needs for different educational programs and alternative settings and priorities.
Sure.
If you would share some of that information.
Yes, we know we have children that are experiencing troubles in their life and so on, and they bring those to school with them.
Yes.
And we want to try and provide more wraparound services for our students, so we're looking at providing some options for students, those in our regular schools who sometimes have behavior disorders that cause other students not to be able to learn and optimize the time they have for instruction. So we are trying to provide opportunities for those students to receive the therapeutic services that they are in need of to be successful, and to also be able to calibrate themselves and regulate themselves, and once they're able to do so, to return back to the student population where they can be functional and allow other students in the school to also continue. So this is not only for those students, but all the students in the population. And there are basically three different kinds of students who are looking at trying to provide different options for. One is for those students I mentioned who have emotional behavior disorders that might be able to be served in a therapeutic setting. We are also looking at trying to provide something that we currently don't have, and that's for our overage undercredited students. These might be the students who might be 16-year-old students that are still in the 7th or 8th grade. And so we want to try and encourage them to pursue and provide opportunities for them to catch up with their peers, and then again return back to their population and graduate hopefully on time. And then the third is for students who have some disciplinary issues, like most teenagers do, and we want to provide them an alternative setting for them to go that they've excluded themselves from the regular population for whatever reason, but not just to warehouse the students. We want to provide services and wraparound services for these students to help them again to intervene, provide and treat the real problem, not just the symptom, or just fulfill a certain number of days in a school where these these interventions can be implemented, and then again, return them back to their home school.
And you seem to be right on target with what you pointed out in your 120-day plan.
Yes.
Identifying those particular areas that we really have to focus on, because at the end of the day, we have to service the needs of all of our students. And so we're providing some of those services, 2 of those 3 services now.
Correct.
But you're looking at an opportunity to operate more efficiently and provide the needed resources for all students.
Exactly. One of the things we're looking at in the plan we're talking about is we know that a lot of times the students who who are in a discipline program oftentimes are also overage undercredited.
Correct.
So we want to try and maximize and optimize through efficiency the wraparound services that would allow the adults who are working with the students to know the students, and then transition between the programs as necessary. So a student who might be at the discipline program might also be able to be more efficiently served by transitioning from the discipline program to the overage undercredited program, and then ultimately with the goal of returning them back to their regular school's own school.
That's good. And it's also important to point out that Catapult Academy is something separate from the overage undercredited. Currently, we have Catapult,
Right.
who are recapturing those students who've dropped out.
Correct.
To give them a second chance. And those are very exciting graduations and end-of-year ceremonies to watch.
They are, and the Catapult students, we as you mentioned, it doesn't cost it any more for our school district because we're using recaptured FTE. We feel like that it's a good investment in these students because they do receive a high school diploma that allows them then to enter the workplace, to continue their education in a post-secondary institution or post-secondary training, or join the military. So we think it's a great return on the investment.
Okay, I think that's good. And we'll just switch gears a little bit because we have a lot of construction going on.
We do, thanks to our SPLOST.
Yes, and we cannot thank the citizens enough for supporting, continuing to support this special purpose local option sales tax that allows us to do renovations to our schools, that allows us to build new schools,
Correct.
that allows us to expand and upgrade technology that's in our schools. This year we've added in this current SPLOST some new furnishings for the schools, some new band and music equipment for all of the schools, some cafeteria upgrades and things of that sort. And so the SPLOST money is, the state of Georgia specifically provides that opportunity for capital projects only, not personnel or salaries or anything like that.
Exactly.
And so we do have a lot of construction going on around, a lot of renovations. Some things you won't see, but the things that we see currently right outside of our public education building and where the Citizen Services building is the new School of the Arts.
Yes.
The Rainey McCullough School of the Arts is scheduled to open this school year, August 2017, and if you would update us, because I know that we are in the process of doing auditions.
We are.
And so we are looking forward to all of the talented young people that we have in our community.
Well, as you know, we're only talking about grades 6 through 10 initially to do more or less a soft launch and grow the program over time to allow the students to actually come to the school to achieve all of the sequential programming, the benefits of that programming. So that's why we're starting with grades 6 through 10, but we are in the process of completing the auditions for all the respective disciplines in the school. The construction is, for the most part, right on schedule. It's going to be a tight timeline. There might be a few things, a punch list that's still going on when the school opens, but by and large, the construction department tells me that we're pretty much on schedule. It will be tight, but we are going to be able to open in August. And we're very excited. We are in the final process of interviewing and hiring a principal for the school.
Great.
And that's an exciting opportunity for us as well. And we're currently looking at and reviewing applications for the various teaching positions, both in the academic areas as well as the arts.
Very good. That is great, and it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, and I just want to say how much I appreciate the advisory committee that has been working for almost, I guess, about 15, 16 years from concept to bringing it to fruition.
Yes.
And we're very excited for that, and we are looking forward to many great opportunities for our students to expand their creativity and innovation through this school. But of course, we also have great arts programs in all of our schools as well. So this is going to be for those students who are typically not going to be your typical high school student wanting the
Correct.
high school football experience and cheerleading and all that, but who really want to focus on the arts.
Their arts.
Yes.
And you're right, we cannot say thank you enough to all of the our local artists
Yeah.
and people who love the arts in our community for serving on the advisory committee, putting all those years and time in, and just having a genuine interest. And we are thankful that they're going to stay on
Absolutely.
to continue to
Yes.
support this school as it grows and identify our future young artists for our community.
Absolutely.
Next, we do have the gym at Fort
Yes.
Service Learning Magnet Academy. As we have talked about in the past, Fort was the only middle school that did not have, that had a different gym with only one side of seating. And so we are, thanks again to the SPLOST, we are able to build a new gym at Fort that will, of course, meet all of the regulations and allow for a capacity that will service any kind of middle school competitions and championships.
Exactly.
So we seem to be on schedule. That should be completed for this August start of the next school year as well in August 2017.
Yes, it will. And as you will recall, this was originally a project that was, I believe, scheduled in the 2009 SPLOST.
Correct.
And because of the failure of the collections to be fully realized, it had to be put off. But we wanted to honor that commitment this time in the 2015 SPLOST, and we're able to do that. And we are scheduled to open in 2015. In addition to building the gym there, it's also an opportune time for us to do some renovations at Fort Middle School as well. So we're actually doing a kind of a makeover, if you will, at Fort as well, in addition to the gym. But it is very exciting. It has new locker rooms, a new gym facility with seating capacity. It does meet the Georgia High School Athletic Association's requirements for us being able to hold competitions there as well.
Yes, and so that's exciting. Another project that we were working on, thanks to SPLOST dollars, is the Autism Center.
Yes.
And one of the locations is going to be Double Church's Middle School.
Correct.
And that is scheduled completion in the fall, around October 2017. So we're looking forward to that. Can you tell us a little bit more?
I can. As you know, autism has been a growing area of exceptionality that most school systems are seeing growth in, which kind of led to the whole idea of developing autism centers. And the one at Jordan just opened up this past January, so we're excited about that. And now we're going to expand to the middle school level with the one at Double Churches. And as you mentioned, it will be opening, anticipated opening is in October of this coming school year.
Okay, great. Thanks again. That SPLOST dollar, that SPLOST penny goes a long way in helping us to take care of all of the needs of all of the students in our
And
community.
now that we have one at the high school and projected at the middle level, we're going to begin identifying a location for the elementary autism wing as well.
Okay, great, great. Looking forward to that. We did have a lot of parking issues at Columbus High School.
Yes.
So that's going to be rectified and that parking lot should be complete around August 2017 at the beginning of the school year. So we will be able to add some additional parking spaces to take the student cars off the street.
Yes. Yes, we did hear the complaints from some of our residents in the area. And at the same time, while we're building a parking lot, we are also trying to work with Midtown Columbus and Trees Columbus to ensure that it is an aesthetically pleasing site as well, especially since it fronts Cherokee Avenue. So we're working collaboratively with those organizations to ensure that we have the maximum number of parking spots available to our students for that property that we have purchased and are developing the parking lot, but also one that is aesthetically pleasing as well and will fit in with the rest of the character of the neighborhood.
Okay, very good, very good. We have a lot of construction going on and a lot of different types of projects, but our flagship project, one of the largest project, is the Spencer
Yes.
High School, the new high school that's coming on board, and that is scheduled to open 2018 school year, so August 2018. Is when the new Spencer High School Greenways will be marching into their new facility over off Casita Road.
Yeah. Well, of course, the Spencer alumni have been great supporters of this school, wherever it's been located.
Yes.
And this will be hopefully the final location for the foreseeable future now. But we're very excited about it. It's going to be a very technologically oriented school. We're hoping to really be able to play off of the Fine Arts School with the focus on the Film Academy. And as you know, Spencer is a gaming magnet.
Yes.
And so we're hoping to expand that and tweak that a little bit to incorporate some some animation for gaming that complements the Fine Arts School with the Film Academy. So we think it's a great opportunity for students going to school there. It's going to be a very modern facility,
Yes.
Updated. In addition to that, one of the things we're working in concert with Columbus State University and with the Community Foundation gave us some additional dollars to plan for an urban teaching environment there as well.
Okay.
Realizing that with Spencer being an urban setting school, but one with technology, we want to help prepare our future teachers.
Okay.
And this is going to be an opportunity for teachers to work in that kind of an environment that's up to date with technology, and very excited to be able to work with our teachers and our students, our prospective teachers and the students there at Spencer. So it's going to be a very exciting time as it gets up and moving forward.
So that's a collaborative effort with Columbus State University.
It is, and of course, as you know, it's a $56 million project.
Yes.
And a lot of which was being put into site work, but most importantly into the building itself. Like I said, it's a very modern facility with the latest technology, and we're very, very excited about the potential for that school. In addition to that, we're building some athletic facilities that's also been part of the SPLOST. And for that part of our community, we're hoping to really enhance what has been a blighted area for some time.
Yes.
But with its location of where that school is located right now, coming right off the interstate, it makes it ideal for the possibility of hosting state championships in that area in football, possibly soccer, and so
Sure.
on. So we're really trying to update that whole facility down there and make it a real jewel within our community.
Well, we're looking forward to it, and again, we thank the community and
Absolutely.
the Spencer alumni for being such soldiers and being such a great support. Currently, all of the students in middle school and elementary finished the Georgia Milestones assessment.
Yes.
This year, the state of Georgia will do the retention waiver.
Right.
Is not in place.
Right.
Correct. So it's very important that parents pay attention to the results of their particular students.
Correct.
And those, we should be anticipating those fairly soon, because
Right.
we do have scheduled summer school and scheduled retesting coming forward. Do you want to add anything?
Well, just from the standpoint that the retention grades are grades 3, 5, and 8.
Yes.
And so it is very important that parents pay attention. We have sent out notifications about those if a student might be potentially eligible for retention. But at this point in time, we ask that parents look very carefully as we see where there's a concentration of retained students. We're going to try and locate the summer programs in specific schools located in that area for the convenience of parents and for ease of transportation. We will be providing meals for the students on those days through our summer feeding program. And so we are hopeful that obviously we want as few retentions as possible.
Exactly.
But it is imperative that parents schedule around this if their child might need retention or remediation, because otherwise they would be retained. So that's really important for parents to
Very important.
adjust their calendar, their vacations, and so on around that, just in the event that that might be necessary.
And it's very important that parents pay attention and find out if their student is eligible for any type of remediation or possible retention, because those resources are being deployed and put into place to assist you with identifying whatever your students' needs are. So work with your school, make sure you keep in touch with that principal and or counselor so you won't miss out on that notification. That's going to be very important.
Right. No surprises.
No surprises, no surprises. Finally, our timely topic from MCSD is about the 2017-2018 school calendar.
Yes.
And so a lot of work and preparation has gone into this process, and you have the following, a second year out there on our website.
Right.
So that parents can plan accordingly.
Right.
But I do want to point out that the start date for school for August is August the 8th, which is a Wednesday.
Yes, it is, and it is midweek, so plan accordingly for that, as you mentioned. But the most important date after the last day of school, I finally hear from our parents, is when does school start again?
Yes.
So that is Wednesday, August 8th. But about the calendar, we did survey the community, our parents and so on, as well as our teachers, and that was the basis on which we developed our calendar for the coming school year. And then just recently, the board approved a second year of the calendar that for the most part reflects exactly the same kind of dates for the 18-19 calendar, as you mentioned. So we want to give 2 years worth of calendars out there for people to plan vacations and whatever other important events in their lives they can work around that schedule. So we would ask that people please check the school board website. Both calendars are on that, and just ask that you look at that as you consider making plans.
Okay, well, it's been great doing the timely topics for MCSD,
Yes.
and we're going to end on that note about the school district website. If you would, check out our new website. It has been updated, and of course, it's still construction in process here, but a lot of information is out there for parents and
It
for
really is.
students and for our employees to check the website and govern yourselves accordingly and plan accordingly.
Well, I just want to say thank you to all of our folks who worked on the website. There are a number of people, too many to name here, but I think it's a much cleaner, much more accessible website. Something we're really excited about is there's a place that you can click on, and it actually translates the website into 43 different languages, I believe. So it's very accessible by many elements of our community, and we hope that you'll find it a great source of information.
All right, thank you so much for joining us on the timely topics for the Muskogee County School District, and we will go right back to Ms. Valerie Fuller, our Director of Communications. Thank you.
All of us share a responsibility to keep Columbus beautiful. You may not intend to litter, but if you're not securing the items in the back of your pickup truck, you may be contributing to the problem. Please don't use your truck bed as a mobile trash can. It doesn't take much for the debris to blow out on our roadways, causing an unsightly and hazardous mess. Law enforcement is out ticketing litter bugs, so do your part, secure your load. Nobody likes a litter bug.
Get your tickets now for the Keep Columbus Beautiful Commission's 2017 Tour of Gardens. It's Saturday, May 20th from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. and Sunday, May 21st from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. Advance tickets are $30, $25 for groups of 10 or more, and $35 on tour days. So get your tickets now at any of these locations. Explore, be inspired, learn the 2017 Tour of Gardens. Discover the beauty that Columbus has blooming this spring.
Welcome back to the Public Education Awareness Report. We want to take this time to thank Dr. David Lewis, our Superintendent of Education, and our Board Chair, Ms. Pat Hughley Green, for that informative information about all of those things that are hot topics or key topics for the Muskogee County School District at this time. We want to congratulate Columbus High School. The 2017 U.S. News and World Report ranks Columbus High #1 of all high schools in Georgia. They won the gold medal. They also ranked number 83 in the nation for best high schools and number 21 in the nation for magnet high schools. The behavior code and discipline policies of the Muskogee County School District will continue to be enforced for students involved in misconduct, pranks, or practical jokes, which can result in suspension, expulsion, tribunal hearings, alternative school settings, arrest, criminal charges, and could result in your child not participating in graduation ceremonies. We respectfully ask all participants and attendees to adhere to the graduation rules in honor of each graduate. While we celebrate the joyous occasion of high school graduation on behalf of thousands of graduates, it's important to remember that supporters are asked to clap only after each row has been called or named to allow for family and guests to hear the student's name. Those who do not comply may be escorted out. Pictures may be taken from an individual seat without interfering with others viewing the ceremony. No one is allowed to the floor where graduates are seated. No noisemaker devices, balloons, flowers are allowed inside the center or item that would distract from the ceremony. Gifts and/or exchange of items to graduates should be handled outside the center following the graduation ceremony, but not in the hallways, as the hallways need to be cleared for other guests and graduates to enter for the next graduation. Each school does have a time schedule to line up, to walk in, and to walk out of the facilities. Attendees and participants are respectfully asked to adhere to the rules while celebrating. Out of respect for graduates, all organizers, parents, families, and guests are asked to follow the rules outlined by each school. Please be sure to share the graduation rules with family members and guests. We thank you for your support as we celebrate this excellent achievement, and we look forward to a safe and productive end of the school year. We leave you with a complete look at the graduation schedule. Thank you for watching this edition of the Education Awareness Report.